Hello and welcome to day 4, I think we're on, of Who is Susan Green? I am Susan Green and my business is AMAF. I'm making these videos so you can get to know me and this beautiful deck that is going to be released very shortly. I'm very excited and a little overwhelmed at everything I have to do, but I know and trust in the bigger picture that it's all going to come together perfectly. So live today from this amazing egg chair. Like, if you've got a healing room, why not have an egg chair, right? It is incredible. I love this chair just to away in. I thought today we could talk about parents, because parents are pretty pivotal in one's own journey of where we've come from, and the values that we hold and the experiences that exist in us at the deepest level, because they're our ancestral line. That's the path back through our own evolution in this reality that we live now. So my mum is like, I'm going to put my mum on a massive pedestal here, because my mum is just incredible. And I always said, if I could be half the woman my mum is, then I'd be so happy. She's just the most amazing woman, and she is a pillar of support for me, for my 4 brothers and sisters, for our multiple grandchildren, her grandchildren, not mine. Like, I think if you spoke to any one of us, we would all say exactly the same thing, that our mum is amazing. She is just, I don't know how else to say it. Let's draw a card. The consciousness and energy of my mother for our family. The snake, evolution and grounded. She brings us what we need. It's a bit hard to see in this light. She brings us what we need, how we need it, to continue to be grounded, to continue to evolve, to step up and into being our truest truth, to recognizing the flaws even when we don't want to assertively creating the conversation that is good, that is difficult, that leads us into what we need to understand and know. She's very insightful, my mom. She's amazing, honestly. I couldn't ask for more. Anyway, moving on to my dad. My dad's a different story. A birth father. Well, I haven't really known him since I was about 5 years old, when my mum and him separated. And he really, a couple of times I ran into him as a child. He didn't like raise us at all. And a couple of times I did run into him, he really just disowned who we were as part of him, which, that's his choice. Took me a lot of years to work through and accept and be okay with the fact that he is who he is, and that's the path he chose to take. And later in years, there was one Christmas a few years back that I ran into him, and I said who I was to him, and I just gave him a hug and wished him well. I think that for me was consolidation and acceptance of, you've walked your path and I've walked mine, and hey, I'm okay with who I am, despite everything else and the challenges and the inner turmoil. I used to wonder what was wrong with me, that my father wouldn't want to know me, but that's okay. My mum remarried and he was amazing. He took us under his wing, and we called him Dad. He was my real dad, in my opinion. And he supported us in what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it. And then when I was 14, he was supporting me in an adventure. I was in Venturers at the time, and we went out and things went really badly and a lot of people died, and unfortunately he was also one of them. And that was really difficult and set off a string of a lot of anxiety for me, and a lot of years of learning to understand and deal with moving through emotions and understanding. And as a kid, you carry a lot of guilt, like as to the impact it has and resides through the rest of the family. As I said, my mum is a pillar of strength for everything she's been through and continue to support us kids. I actually feel quite teary and I really don't want to cry. So he was amazing, and he's, the dad of my two little sisters, which, as you know from yesterday's video, I absolutely adore, and they were my dream come true in life. And it's unfortunate that my children didn't know their grandfather, because they would have loved him. He would have been awesome for them. But it is what it is, and these are the punches we roll with, and it's really been a learning curve for me as I've grown and moved through this journey. Once I've stepped onto the spiritual journey, I guess, to consolidate a lot of these issues, emotional trauma from my birth father, from my dad dying, and I guess what one goes through with that, to continue living and continue processing and giving and receiving openly. I guess there's a lot to work through, isn't there? But in love, we move forward. We support each other. I do remember at that time, as I said, my older brother was a pillar of strength as well. He was really good for me. Yeah, I'm glad he was there. Okay, this is getting a bit emotional, so I'm going to sign off, and until tomorrow. Sorry, this is a little deeper, wasn't it? You take care. Blessings. Should we pull another card? Let's pull a card around a message from my dad in heaven. A message from my dad in heaven for me today. Okay, this one feels right for me. Oh, look at that. I got the porcupine. Healing and self-reliant. So through everything, we consolidate the past to bring healing to the present, and we become in this independence and self-reliance that allows us greater perspective to move through life with ease, grace, and flow. Thanks, Dad. Okay, blessings. Have a great day.